Look, it's really good news that the government's been able to respond to the unions in the health sector, the Health Services Union, United Workers Union, the Nurses Federation and the AMA to provide additional support for people in this difficult time of COVID-19. The government has been able to bring forward legislation that will provide presumptive protection for healthcare workers in the workers' compensation system. Now, we're very lucky in Western Australia because the great behaviour of the community and the good action of the government that we've been able to keep out COVID-19 from Western Australia. But we know that healthcare workers are at the front line, they have the highest risks, and so we're very pleased to bring this legislation in to provide that extra level of protection to healthcare workers. So on the passage of this legislation, we'll be able to deal with COVID-19 as there being a presumption that if a healthcare worker is infected with COVID-19, they'll be able to get access to workers' compensation. That's an important additional protection. We're also doing a few other changes to the workers' compensation legislation to make it easier for all workers in this current period to make sure that documentation can be submitted online, really bringing the system up to date, and also making some changes to make it easier for people to claim common law rights in the workers' compensation system. So they're important changes, but they're really focused on responding on behalf of the community to the great work that healthcare workers are doing in keeping all West Australians safe in this difficult COVID-19 time. Now I'll invite other representatives of the unions to explain their reaction to this good news.
Thank you. Cheryl Hamill, representing the Health Services Union of WA. We'd like to applaud the government for this action that they've taken. It's a terrific morale booster, but more importantly, it's a really practical demonstration of the value that they place on their workforce, and we do appreciate it. So good work from the government. Thank you.
Kevin Snedden, United Workers Union. This is an excellent initiative by the McGowan Labor government and Minister Johnston. As far as our members are concerned, this is one less thing that we need to worry about, and they may need to worry about in the future. As we've seen from Victoria, we haven't finished with COVID-19 yet, and it makes absolute sense to put in place some safeguards now in case we have a second wave in WA. So once again, from the perspective of the United Workers Union and its members working in health, we thank the McGowan Labor government.
Andrew Miller from the AMA. We really appreciate two things here today: the change in the legislation, but even which is going to give those healthcare workers real reassurance when we do see this disease have outbreaks in our community. Hopefully not large spread, hopefully not the situation that we've seen overseas because of the great actions of this government working with the healthcare workers. But if we do see people falling ill, the fact that they know that they won't have to worry about their workers' comp situation is a terrific thing. So that's number one. Number two is the way this has come about. Just the speed of it, the efficiency of it, the government response, and us working together as an AMA, as the medical union, working with the other unions, particularly those here with us today, to get this change in a cooperative fashion, I think sets a really good precedent for the way we can all, for the good of the community, for the good of the healthcare workers, deliver that which I think the population of WA really wants, which is safety for themselves, but also a world-class working system for the healthcare workers who look after them so well. So thank you very much to Minister Johnston and the government, and thank you to my colleagues from the two unions here present today.